Welcome back to Leap of Faith, the show that brings you the fascinating stories from young corporate India. I'm with Simran Lal, the director of the lifestyle brand Good Earth. Simran, we've been talking so much about your successes, and every now and then you would say that you've learned so much from your mistakes.
Right.
So success and failure have taught you in equal measure. Tell us about some of the mistakes that you have learned from.
Mistake, and you can call it anything, but what we did was we at Good Earth we had a lot of inquiries from young girls who were going to get married for bridal registries. Everyone said, just get a bridal registry, Simran, and we can then have all the things that we want for our home when we start up. And there were people who shopped a lot from Good Earth for weddings. We noticed that. So although I did suspect maybe India is not really that ready yet, but we thought, let's try it. So we launched our bridal registry, and it actually didn't work out. The same people who wanted it were actually not willing to come out and really do it. I think they wanted it in a more informal level.
In India it's difficult for the bride to say, this is what I want.
And I don't blame her, and I think it is awkward, and maybe I think I would be awkward too, to be really honest with you. I'd be awkward to say,
we're not ready
I want X, Y, Z, right? But it was something we tried. We were maybe ahead of the times, and we've had a lot of successful bridal registries, but they've been informal, expats and NRIs, and who are used to the concept, So they've come in and said, and they've blessed us because now they've got everything that they wanted, but it's awkward. So that didn't work out. That was one of the things that absolutely didn't work out for us. But we still do it on a more.
Simran, you support the education of the girl child through your Good Earth Foundation. Tell me about that.
The Good Earth Foundation was started by my father, and he is really somebody who's been working very hard at educating or putting things into process for educating the girl child. And we have around 41, if I'm not wrong, schools, free schools, and we work with another NGO around the Rajasthan district, backward districts where it's very hard for girls to be educated. The Good Earth Foundation runs these free schools, and it's wonderful. It's very gratifying. We also have charitable eye hospitals, some of the best actually in North India. There's a lot going on with the Good Earth Foundation, and now we are putting aside a fund for creating and reviving craftsmanship and creating really fine masterpieces of craftsmanship in a contemporary way, but which would bring back pride into our heritage. So there's another whole angle, which is what now we're going to be doing.
Okay, Simran, now young B school students are very keen to ask you many questions, so let's get started with those. Please go ahead.
I have a question. Suppose if you were born in a different country, do you think you would have had such unique colors to establish a brand like Good Earth?
Maybe it would be a different Good Earth, is all I can say. It would be just a different Good Earth because there are other things that exist. Maybe we would have followed a model rather than inventing what we did. And I think in that sense it's successful because we've been in India where nothing really has happened with its challenges. But yeah.
Okay, who's next?
That's me. Ma'am, you promote Indian clothes. What do you think government needs to do to promote India abroad?
The government could do many things, honestly. I mean, there's so much. One is they have all these fairs abroad. It could be the Indian airports, for example. I mean, as simple as that. Indian airports, now we are revamping everything. We're spending a lot of money. Now, it's a question of how do we do it? Do we make it kitschy Indian or do we make it contemporary Indian? And I was in Thailand, in Bangkok, and they'd got this lounge there. It was beautiful. It was contemporary Thai. And again, airports are places where you land all the time. This is the gateways of India. Today, we could do so much with that,
Okay, one last question we have time for. Go ahead.
Ma'am, you come from business background. Is entrepreneurship an easy choice for people who come from business families?
Well, I would say yes, on a certain level. I think because you've already seen it, somewhere there's a comfort level there. And having said that, I think that it is, it's also the kind of person you are. It's also personality. You have to want to be able to take risks, and you have to be able to make the mistakes and move on and learn. I mean, if you're somebody who's not going to be able to do that, you can come from a business background and it won't really help. But a business background always helps with just something that you've seen it. It's like if your parent is an actor, then it's easier. If your parent is a writer, I mean, that kind of thing. So in that sense, yes, it is, but it needs a certain kind of person to be an entrepreneur too.
So it gets you a foot in the door, but you really have to create your own success story regardless of your background.
That's right.
Simran, it's been so wonderful talking to you. Such a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you. It was lovely being on the show too.
That's all we have in this episode of Leap of Faith. We will be back with more stories of enterprise and courage from young corporate India, and we'd like to hear from you. Please mail us at lof@etnow.tv. You can also reach us on Facebook and Twitter. Till next time, goodbye and keep on winning.
The honest answer is I don't know. I think it took me a long time to stumble upon the fact that I want to do my own thing. I didn't go into business school thinking I want to do my own thing.
Yes, you skipped the course on entrepreneurship.
That's true too. and I didn't think about entrepreneurship till a while. I was very happy to find a job that excited me and stimulated me to come back to work every day.